So I think it's critical that people need to know the commandments. This is very, very part of God, because Jesus clearly said that if you love me, follow my commands. So let's get into that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 5, the Ten Commandments. Moses called the people of Israel together and said, "Listen carefully to all the laws and regulations I am giving you today. Learn them and be sure to obey them. While we were at Mount Sinai, the Lord our God made a covenant with us. The Lord did not make this covenant long ago with our ancestors, but with all of us who are alive today. The Lord spoke to you face to face from the heart of the fire on the mountain. I stood as an intermediary between you and the Lord, for you were afraid of the fire and did not climb the mountain. He spoke to me, and I passed these words on to you." This is what he said. "I am the Lord your God who rescued you from the slavery of Egypt." And if you're wondering, well, how is this relevant today? Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but basically the system that was in Egypt is the system that is running pretty much the world now. This is Satan's system. So God gets rid of the slavery from this system if you are willing to obey the commandments. "Do not worship any other gods besides me. Do not make idols of any kind, whether in the shape of birds or animals or fish. You must never worship or bow down to them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, and will not share your affection with any other god. I do not leave unpunished the sins of those who hate me, but I punish the children for the sins of their parents to the third and fourth generations. But I lavish my love on those who love me and obey my commands, even for 1,000 generations." So for the people that have, in the past, for parents that have been very sinful, well, the way that the children can get out of that punishment is by following the commands themselves. "Do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name." So all the people that say God darn, but in that other way, or other things that are not appropriate, unfortunately that's not going to do very well when it comes to the goodness of yourself, because chances are you're probably going to get universally butt kicked somehow just for that alone. So be careful with that. Don't misuse his name, okay? "Observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy, as the Lord your God has commanded you." So Saturday, God sat on Saturday. Saturday is the Sabbath day. 6 days a week you are set apart for your daily duties to regular work, but the seventh day is a day of rest dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any kind of work. This includes you, your sons, your daughters, your male and female servants, your oxen and donkeys and other livestock, and foreigners living among you. All your male and female servants must rest as you do. Remember that you were once slaves in Egypt, and that the Lord your God brought you out with amazing power and mighty deeds. That is why the Lord your God has commanded you to observe the Sabbath day. Honor your father and mother, as the Lord your God commanded you. Then you will live a long life, full life in the land that the Lord will give you. So there's some people that really have a hard time with this one. But just remember that in order for your existence, your mom and dad had to do something about that. So even if you don't get along with your parents, at least have the respect and admiration that you would not be part of this world if it weren't for them. So have that honor in that regard. "Do not murder," which I'm quite certain does include animals. And even though it's, all over the Bible that animal sacrifices were made, yes, but after Jesus came, I'm pretty darn sure that we should not be sacrificing animals from that point forward. "Do not commit adultery." Adultery is sexual immorality, so basically cheating on someone that you're married to, but also adultery can include worshiping other gods. So just be careful with that. "Do not steal." Do not testify falsely against your neighbor. Do not covet your neighbor's wife. Do not covet your neighbor's house or land, male or female, servant or ox or donkey, or anything else your neighbor owns. Okay, so this is pretty important, you guys. These are things that God very badly wants us to reflect on, to meditate on, and to learn wholeheartedly, because this is for our own goodness. The more we apply it, the better and more fulfilling our lives will be.